Hey my fellow horror fans, and welcome back to October Horror Fest. Today I'll be reviewing one of my favorite science fiction horror films, based on a video game series that anyone alive should know, Resident Evil. Making a live-action horror film based on the Resident Evil series was a no-brainer, but adapting a game series to work as a movie can have mixed results, and developing the script for Resident Evil took time, and a lot of different stories and ideas were explored, and there has been some major controversy from the Resident Evil video game series fanbase who wanted the movie adaptation to follow the same tone as the games, and apparently one of the scripts for the movie actually accomplished this, and the script is floating around on the internet, but the studio decided it was better to take the Resident Evil film series in a different direction, and whether that was a mistake or not is up for debate. Resident Evil was made on a budget of $35 million and was released in theaters on March 15, 2002, and despite mixed reactions by both critics and the Resident Evil fanbase, Resident Evil managed to make an excellent $102,400,000 at the box office. Resident Evil begins with a really cool explanation of what the Umbrella Corporation actually is, and the fact that the company's real profits come from military technology, genetic experimentation, and viral weaponry. We are then taken to an isolation room where we see someone loading up two different agents, a green liquid and a blue liquid, and then the person tosses one of the blue vials and it smashes, and he slams the door shut and splits. But the blue vial contains an agent known as the T-Virus, and it has the ability to change itself from liquid to airborne, and unfortunately it does, and it went into the air conditioning system, and considering that's supposed to be a secure room for biological agents, that's a major design flaw to not have a closed air system. Anyway, the research facility staff are exposed to the T-Virus, and the computer that controls the facility realizes what's happened and seals the facility and proceeds to kill everyone through some creative means, and it's debatable if the computer was in the right to take such insane action, though personally, sealing the facility and keeping everyone quarantined until help arrived would have been a less destructive, more effective action. Anyway, after the computer finishes off the staff, we are introduced to Alice, who wakes up naked in a shower, and Alice waking up naked will be a repeating theme throughout the series. Alice, after putting on a robe, wanders around her bedroom, clearly very confused, and it will be revealed later that she's suffering from memory loss. Anyway, she snoops around and finds a drawer full of guns, and instinctually she's afraid of them. Even though her memory's gone, she knows they're dangerous. Alright, moving along, Alice gets herself dressed, then wanders around her mansion, and she starts hearing noises, and someone is definitely sneaking around. Alice goes outside, and suddenly she is grabbed from behind by a guy, and then suddenly a team of commandos literally comes crashing in through the windows, and their entrance is awesome. While the commandos restrain the guy who claims he's a cop, the leader of the commandos demands Alice to report the situation, but she has no clue what they're talking about, and they realize she is suffering from memory loss, which will be explained later. After the group can't determine for sure if the guy is a cop or not, they drag him along and they open a secret entrance which leads down to an underground platform for a train? And I gotta say, that's pretty cool to have that below your house. Anyway, moving on, the group, after getting the train online, ride it to another platform, and on the way they find a guy locked inside a room, unconscious, also suffering memory loss. Something tells me we have already met this guy. The group arrives at another platform, and then they start cutting into a large security door, and while that's going on, Alice demands answers, so they explain to her that her and the guy they found on the train are security operatives assigned to protect an emergency entrance to the Hive, which is a giant underground research facility, and the reason they can't remember anything is because a nerve gas that they were exposed to caused temporary memory loss. Okay, that makes sense. Alright, a little while later, the group is forced to find an alternate path to the Red Queen's chamber, and she's the computer that controls the Hive, and who also killed everyone, and the team, unaware of what has happened, has been dispatched to shut her down. Alright, while the group heads to the Red Queen's chamber, we are given a surprise revealing that the dead staff are reanimating as zombies. I don't think this is going to end well. The team, after going through a room that contains bizarre creatures inside freezers, which are called lickers, which I have fought in the games before, and they are a pain to kill. The team reaches the Red Queen's chamber, and after they think they disable her defenses, they head to her chamber, but Alice seems to not be convinced. Based on her reaction, like she knows something's not right. Anyway, the team enters the hallway leading to the Red Queen's chamber, and she has a surprise for them. She traps them and kills them all with a laser grid despite their tech guy Kaplan's best efforts. Alright, Alice and Kaplan disable the Red Queen, though she appears in a hologram form and tries to get them to stop, and they don't listen, though I can't honestly blame them. Anyway, when they shut her down, all the doors in the facility are unlocked, and to save some time, the group gets attacked by a lot of zombies, and the group gets split up for a bit. Alice has a close call with some undead dogs, and she manages to take them out and perform some awesome tricks. And while Milla Jovovich does have a stunt double, but she does do certain stunts herself, and I think this Matrix move might have been one of them. Alice finds Matt and kills the zombie who was trying to attack him. Matt reveals it's his sister, and Alice also remembers meeting with her and offering to help her get the virus. And Matt reveals himself as an environmentalist who wanted to expose Umbrella for what they were doing, and he sent his sister in undercover. And this is a major revelation, and it gives some good character development for both Alice and Matt. Alright, to move things along, the group reunites, and after a shocking revelation that they have less than an hour to get out before large blast doors seal the place, and left with no other choice, are forced to reactivate the Red Queen, and they force her to help them. And they have a lot of close calls with the undead, and some of the group are unfortunately bitten, but eventually most of the group end up in one of the labs where Alice remembers that the T-Virus has an antivirus, but it's missing, and Spencer gets his memory back, and it's revealed that he was the one who took the T-Virus and antivirus and caused all this. And after he learned Alice planned to help the environmentalists use the virus as proof to take down Umbrella, and he figured instead of helping her, he would buy her love and sell the virus to the highest bidder. Anyway, Alice has no interest in going with him, and after he is bitten by a zombie, he locks them in and goes to get the antivirus, but before he can inject himself, a licker decides to have him for dinner. Couldn't have happened to a nicer guy. The Red Queen refuses to let them out unless they kill Rain, who's infected, but Alice refuses, and Kaplan, who managed to find another way to the labs, fries the Red Queen when she wouldn't open the door and lets them out, but the licker is right on their tail. Alice gets the antivirus and kills the zombie Spencer, and they board the train and make tracks, and both Rain and Kaplan get the antivirus, and it looks like everything's good when the licker attacks, and both Kaplan and Rain are killed, and Alice and Matt work together, and after an awesome battle and an awesome CGI bullet, they manage to kill the licker, and they escape just as the blast doors come down, sealing the hive. Alice and Matt rest, and Matt suddenly collapses in pain, and he seems to be mutating from a massive gash he got from the licker. But before Alice can give him the antivirus, he is taken away by Umbrella personnel, who come barging in. Alice tries to fight them off, but she's just too tired. She has no strength left, and she's overpowered. Before Alice loses consciousness, the leader is saying they're going to reopen the hive and find out what happened, and clearly that's not going to end well. And sometime later, Alice wakes up hooked up to all kinds of medical equipment, and after unhooking herself and clearly in pain, she escapes and discovers all hell has broken loose, and Raccoon City is a war zone, and undead can be heard in the distance, and Alice grabs a shotgun and prepares for battle, and that's the film's end. Alright, so that was Resident Evil. What are my final thoughts? Well, to be honest guys, I think it's pretty good. Resident Evil features some really good characters, along with some good character development and a strong lead character, and Milla Jovovich does an excellent job playing Alice. I really like the special effects, and the sets look really good, and the CGI holds up. The music score is excellent, and it really adds extra impact and atmosphere to the film. In the end, I think Resident Evil is a pretty good film, and to be honest, if it was done right, I think this film could be amplified to another level if it was converted into 3D, because I think there are a lot of scenes that could be jumping off the screen giving even more fright. Resident Evil is a film I really enjoy, and I recommend you guys check this one out. Tune in tomorrow when I'll be reviewing Resident Evil's sequel, Resident Evil Apocalypse. I will talk to you guys later. This is the Entertainment Wizard, signing off.